Alors, bonjour tout le monde. Monsieur le Premier ministre, Madame Grégoire Trudeau, chers amis, Katja, Iversen, la présidente de Women Deliver, ma collègue Miriam Munsif, chers amis, si je vous demandais, selon vous, quelles sont les principales valeurs de notre société canadienne, je pense que vous mettriez l'égalité entre les femmes et les filles pas mal en haut dans votre liste. C'est certainement une valeur dont nous sommes très fiers et sur laquelle nous ne faisons pas de compromis. Parce que le droit des femmes, ce sont aussi les droits de la personne. I am proud of the leadership that our government showed and continues to show to empower women and girls across the country so that they have equal chances to succeed. But as Minister of International Development, I am ever prouder of our efforts to support women and girls in developing countries and fragile states, where millions of them still carry the burden of inequality, where millions of them are still fighting for their rights. Vendredi dernier, j'ai lancé la nouvelle politique d'aide internationale féministe du Canada. Une politique qui place l'égalité entre les genres et le renforcement du pouvoir des femmes et des filles au cœur de toutes nos actions. Indeed, we know that women and girls are the most powerful agents of change in their communities and key in the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. And organizations like Women Deliver understand this as well. C'est donc un plaisir de vous présenter notre plus grand ambassadeur de l'égalité entre les genres, un homme qui s'est entouré d'un premier cabinet paritaire dans l'histoire de notre pays, un féministe. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau.
Merci, Marie-Claude. Thank you not only for your kind introduction, but also for the hard work you do every day as our Minister for International Development and la Francophonie. We're also joined by our extraordinary Minister for the Status of Women, Miriam Munsif, who makes sure that every day all of us push for a better world. I want to thank Katja Iversen, President and CEO of Women Deliver, for being here today. And of course, I need to thank my wife and my inspiration, Sophie Grégoire Trudeau, for being here with us as well. Katja, you might be wondering why we chose this place to make today's announcement. The truth is, I can't think of a better place to share today's news than right here at a monument that celebrates Canada's famous five. These five women, like many generations of strong women who followed them, were unwavering advocates for Canada's women and girls. They believed that women could and should be equal participants in public service and that women were no less qualified to serve than men, and in many cases more qualified. And they were right. Aujourd'hui, les femmes occupent la moitié des postes de notre cabinet. Elles font partie du groupe de personnes chargées d'établir les priorités de notre gouvernement et de prendre les décisions. Et la leader de notre gouvernement à la Chambre des communes est une femme, la première dans l'histoire du Canada à occuper ce poste. Dans les assemblées locales et dans les législatures provinciales ou territoriales, à la Chambre des communes et au Sénat, des femmes suivent les traces des célèbres 5 qui ont travaillé sans relâche pour bâtir un monde où chaque personne a vraiment une chance réelle et égale de réussir. Et en tant que gouvernement, nous travaillons fort pour que les Canadiennes aient le soutien dont elles ont besoin pour réussir. Que ce soit avec l'allocation canadienne pour enfants, qui accorde en moyenne 9 000 $ par an non imposables à presque 90% des familles ayant à leur tête des mères monoparentales. Que ce soit avec nos investissements pour créer des places en garderie de bonne qualité et abordables. ou avec les efforts que nous déployons pour empêcher et contrer la violence fondée sur le sexe, we're following through on our promises, and we're showing an entire generation of Canadian girls and boys what it really means to be a feminist. But I don't want to leave anyone with the impression that our work is anywhere near done. Here and around the world, we need to take a stronger stand in defense of human rights, especially those of women and girls. The right to access the same opportunities available to men and boys, including the right to a good education and to good, well-paying jobs. The right to decent health care and the freedom to make their own choices when it comes to their sexual and reproductive health and rights. The right to be full and equal participants in their households, in their communities, and in their economies. These are the things that Katja and Women Deliver advocate for every single day. And they're not alone. La semaine dernière, la ministre Bibeau a présenté la politique d'aide internationale féministe du Canada. Cette politique réaffirme l'engagement du Canada à l'égard de la réduction de la pauvreté et des inégalités. Elle met l'égalité des sexes et l'autonomisation des femmes et des filles au cœur de nos efforts. L'allocation de 650 millions de dollars pour combler des lacunes persistantes en matière de santé et de droits sexuels et reproductifs pour les femmes et les filles constitue un des éléments clés de cette politique. Nous avons adopté cette approche parce que nous sommes convaincus que le meilleur moyen de bâtir un monde plus solide, plus sûr et plus prospère est d'appuyer les femmes et les filles. Pour reprendre les mots de l'organisme Women Deliver, quand le monde investit dans les femmes, tout le monde y gagne. Aujourd'hui, je suis heureux d'annoncer que le Canada sera l'hôte de la prochaine conférence Women Deliver à Vancouver en juin 2019. Today, I am excited to share the news that Canada will be home to the next Women Deliver conference to take place in Vancouver in June of 2019. As I know well, Vancouver is one of Canada's most exciting, most diverse, and most forward-looking cities, making it the ideal place for a global gathering like the Women Deliver Conference. The conference brings together more than 6,000 leaders, influencers, advocates, and activists from more than 160 countries, with another 100,000 people joining in online. It's a chance for people to meet and mobilize, to listen, and to learn, especially from those whose perspectives are not always given the attention they deserve: Indigenous peoples, young people, and survivors of violence and conflict. The Women Deliver Conference doesn't just inspire and motivate the people who attend, it reminds all of us of our responsibility to take care of each other and the need to continue to work together so that women and girls around the world are given every opportunity to succeed. In addition to hosting the 2019 conference, Canada will be providing $20 million over 3 years, starting this year, to support Women Deliver and its global advocacy work. This support will help Women Deliver continue its efforts to improve the health, rights, and well-being of women and girls with a focus on sexual and reproductive health and rights, including in fragile and humanitarian settings. Emily Murphy, la première des célèbres 5, disait ceci: « Chaque fois que je ne sais pas si je dois ou non me battre, je me bats. » En travaillant sans cesse à la protection et la promotion de la santé, des droits et du bien-être des femmes et des filles, l'organisation Women Deliver continue cette bataille. Je suis fier que Vancouver accueille cet important événement d'envergure mondiale et j'espère qu'avec moi, vous ferez tout ce qui est possible pour que la conférence Women Deliver 2019 soit la meilleure de toutes. J'aimerais maintenant vous présenter quelqu'un qui, par son activisme auprès des femmes et des filles, rend notre monde meilleur pour notre fille et pour nos fils, une femme qui fait de moi de jour en jour un meilleur féministe. In March of 2016, Women Deliver announced her as one of their 5 international high-level influencers. But if you speak with anyone in my family, you already know she was already a high-level influencer. Je vous invite à accueillir mon épouse, qui est aussi ma meilleure amie, mon inspiration, Sophie Grégoire Trudeau.
Merci. Hello, everyone. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. En parlant de notre fille, I just want to tell you, my love, that the talent show this morning, Ella Grace's talent show at school, went really well. But the most striking moment was when the singing choir was on stage with all the boys and the girls together, and hearing the boys and girls' voices unite and sing with harmony was a great metaphor for finding myself here today and every day on the path for more justice and equality. Et à chaque moment que je vois ma fille ou mes fils, mon mari, mettre des actions de l'avant, non seulement des paroles, mais des actions de l'avant qui mettent de l'avant l'importance de traiter les femmes et les hommes de la même manière. Je me rappelle de l'importance de la grande aventure sur laquelle on se retrouve. Et on voit tranquillement les festivités qui commencent à prendre forme pour le 150e. We'll be celebrating very soon our great achievements as a country. And we're seeing the stage being put up, starting to prepare this whole hill for the big celebration. But this reminds us of what it is to celebrate as a country. Looking to the past, learning from the lessons that we need to learn from, but also looking towards the future. And it is a time for any kind of celebration for self-reflection. What have we learned? How are we going forward as human beings, as a country, as a nation, and as a society? And going forward means progress. Canada is making some very important decisions with some highly intelligent and open-hearted and open-minded people who are making decisions based on facts and education and knowledge for the better good and the common good. And to look towards the future means that we need to progress. We need to heighten the level of awareness, knowledge, and education of everyone. And it is said that the hardest thing to change in a society is what is considered normal. Well, we well know today that it is not normal for half of the world's population to be denied their most basic rights, to be violenced in their daily lives, to be taken away from school. It is not normal. Therefore, the change that we're looking forward to and the progress that we can create is not only feasible, it is possible, and better is always possible. Over 6,000 people will unite on the 5th Women Deliver conference in Vancouver. And not only will this help to ignite change and heighten the level of awareness in our with our international partners, but let this message of equality and justice and peace and unity resonate in our own families, with our own brothers and sisters and uncles and mothers and fathers and friends and boyfriends. May that message resonate in our daily lives, because we are the carriers of that change every day. And this is the only way forward, is if every citizen feels involved and knows that when women fully participate in a society as a whole is healthier, economically, psychologically, spiritually, on so many levels. Now, this quest for what is right is embodied by a woman whose level of conviction, influence, and passion is not only contagious, but she's been on quite a journey, and she's been attracting people from around the world to join her on this quest for what is right. And it is my true honor to present to you today the President and CEO of Women Deliver, Katja Iversen.
I would like to start by acknowledging that the land on which we gather here is the traditional unceded Algonquin territory. Thank you for welcoming Women Deliver to Ottawa, to Parliament Hill, and not least to this amazing place. A monument that celebrates the famous five, and they have names: Nellie, Henrietta, Irina, Louise, and Emily. They truly were women who delivered, women who paved the way for generations of activists for progress, who showed that big change is possible, and who used humor, hope, and human rights to get the work done. Their work lives on. As we say a little polemically in Women Deliver and much more than babies. There's good men who deliver for women as well, don't worry. Canada is one of the countries in the world that really delivers for women, at home and abroad. And we are, in Women Deliver, beyond thrilled to host or to have the 5th Women Deliver conference in Canada, a country that has an international assistance policy with women's rights, gender equality, and sexual and reproductive health and rights at its core, and a government and a prime minister that calls itself and himself a feminist. So no, it's not a coincidence that Women Deliver has chosen to have its next conference in Canada. You live it, you do it, and you export it. And you send a signal to the world at a very crucial time that investing in gender equality, in girls and women, is not optional, but foundational to a strong society and to progress for all. You do it here today, you'll do it next year when you host the G7, and we will do it together in 2019. As the Prime Minister announced, the Women Deliver Conference will take place in Vancouver on June 3 to 6, 2019, in a beautiful, state-of-the-art, environmental sustainable conference center right at the water edge, and in a city that has embraced us and our values, and where Indigenous women leaders gave us a warm, warm welcome. The Women Deliver Conference is today the largest gathering on the health, rights, and well-being of girls and women. And the next one in 2019 is expected to gather over 6,000 people, world leaders, influencers from government, businesses, civil society, academic, advocates, activists, and journalists. And then another 100,000 coming in online from under the baobab trees, from the schools, from the universities, from parliaments across the globe, because this is the place to be. The conference as such is much more than an event, much more than a bleep in time, much more than just a conference. It is a generator of ideas and action. It's a fueling station for solutions, idea, and for hope, for advocates across the globe, north, south, east, west, high and low, world leaders and village activists, who work every day tremendously hard to achieve a more gender equal world, just like the famous five did. So unlike in 1880 and 1917, today we have the evidence that shows that when you invest in girls and women, in their health, in their rights, in their nutrition, in their education, in their economic and political participation, there is a ripple effect that goes way beyond the individual. And everybody wins. We're talking big societal change, and we're talking big money. The conference comes at a time when the global terrain for girls and women continues to shift. But we will not go backwards. However, standing up and speaking up and building a movement like this, building something this big that will echo throughout the world in June 2019 and beyond, we at Women Deliver can't do it alone. We need everybody involved. So I have a challenge for all of you and a call to action to all of you gathered here and online. As we prepare for this great conference and event and movement, we need your help in so many ways to make it much more than a moment in time, to make it truly transformational. I know that the development and women's rights organization gathered here are ready and eager to engage, ready to rock You do such a fantastic job at home and abroad already. I know that Madame Grégoire Trudeau, Sophie, is the strongest advocate for girls and women and a wonderful influencer in the Deliver for Good campaign. And we cherish Minister Bibeau for her friendship and partnership and strong, transparent, and game-changing work on the new international assistance policy which just came out. You will all be here together with Minister Monsef and the Prime Minister. We expect to see you all in Vancouver. But it can be much bigger than that. And that's where all of you come in. So I envision Canada to at least living up to what Denmark did in May 2016. That's when we had the last conference. They made May 16 to Women Deliver Month. So I envision in Canada in June 2019 hundreds of events focused on gender equality, on the power of girls and women in the companies, in the organizations, in the arts, in the streets, in Parliament, and here. Events that welcome the Women Deliver participants, events that invite to dialogue, events that shows Canadian what has been achieved and what still needs to be achieved, because let's face it, we're not there yet, even here. So my plea and my challenge to you is to make June 2019 Women Deliver Month in Canada. Make it from coast to coast to coast. Make it echo throughout the country. And we, I promise, will make it echo throughout the world. I know that a lot of people are watching right now through webcast. I wish you could be here and feel the energy and the warmth. The warm welcome. But you soon will be. You soon will experience it. So please, and that of course goes to everybody here as well, and you, put the 3rd to the 6th of June 2019 in your calendars. Start saving up. Don't start looking at tickets yet, but that'll come. But let's meet there and continue to change the world for girls and women. It's still needed. They power progress for all. Girls and women power progress for all. They deliver. We need to deliver for them. And with our collective power, we can make that happen. Thank you. Merci. And miigwech.
Challenge accepted.